Hey guys, I'm Deepthi. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what you can buy and what you can ignore from Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild launched in India in the month of December, and I do have some products of theirs, and I want to give like a quick heads up as to what you can buy. Now keep in mind that the products that I really like you might not like, and what you like I might dislike, so don't be disappointed. You know, we have different preferences and we are different people. So I didn't pick up any of their eyeshadow palettes that they launched in India because I was not very impressed with it. So mostly the products that I'm going to be talking about are face products. So let's first get started with the foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. I got this one in the shade Bronze Beige. Now this shade Bronze Beige is supposed to be for people with medium to tan skin with warm undertones. Now in terms of this shade, supposed to be catering for medium to deep skin tones. That's where my major tiff is with this product. I am of medium skin tone, and this is supposed to be for medium tan, and it still doesn't match me. It would probably suit someone of a much lighter skin tone than I am, and it doesn't really have that yellow undertone that I look for in foundations as well. It's a little too white, but once you blend it out and all, I feel it does look a little okay. I will be doing an in-depth video about this foundation, comparing it to another foundation which I found was a little bit similar to this. This doesn't come with a pump, it comes with this kind of a paddle style applicator, and this foundation is of very runny consistency, but don't take it for granted that it's runny, so it's going to be dewy and all. It dries up very fast on your face, so you have to work in sections. I'm not very impressed with this foundation, nor am I super disappointed. Kind of like an okay foundation. It is a little too matte for my liking. Now coming to the concealer, I got the concealer in the shade medium, and this concealer was for 399 rupees on Nykaa, which is really inexpensive, and you get about 8.5 ml of product in this, which again is not bad. Now this concealer for me is very light coverage, like a light to light medium coverage. So if I have to use this on its own, it doesn't give me that kind of, you know, coverage that I want. I look for coverage in concealer and foundations most of the time. When I have to use this, I have to use like a color corrector. I have to correct my under eyes or my upper lip and something like that, and only then can I go ahead with this concealer because of the coverage. And it's not something that is very liquidy and runny. You have to dip your wand into this product quite a few times to pick up product. If you use like the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and all that, just one dip is enough, and you can actually pretty much use it under your eyes, upper lip, chin, anywhere you want to conceal, anything you want to do. But this is not like that. But the consistency of this is such that it's not too dewy, but it's not too matte. So this one will work across skin types. Again, in terms of concealer, they don't really have a lot of shades, so again that is a big problem. If you are someone who's looking for very light medium coverage, you can go ahead with this. But if you are looking for coverage, if you want to conceal something, I don't think you'll be super impressed with this. So the next product I'm going to be talking about is this Photofocus pressed powder. I got it in the shade Warm Beige, and this one retails for 499 rupees. So when you first look at this product, you would think that okay fine, it looks like it has good pigmentation, so it's going to look nice on the skin and it's going to give good coverage. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about this product. So every time I use this, it doesn't give very good coverage, and also it kind of cakes up my makeup. So I don't know if it's for my skin type at all. It could probably work well if you have oily skin. So the next product I'm going to be talking about is this Mega Glow contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. I first want to appreciate the size of the pan, and you get 12.5 grams of product in this, and this one again retails for 499 rupees. If you look at this product, it's not something that you can use to bronze up your skin, but you can use it to contour, and it 100% works well if you are of a lighter skin tone than I am. For me, it barely shows up. So if you are any darker than me, you can't use this for contouring your skin. It's not going to show up. So it's for somewhere about light to light medium skin tones, not even medium skin tone. And it's very gray and ashy, so you guys know how I feel about those kind of products. I like my product to have a little more warmer undertone. I don't know what got into me that I got this. I didn't get this from Nykaa. I got this quite a while back from a site called Beauty Joint. So this I'm not very happy about, and I didn't use it in the demo today as well because I do have pretty chiseled cheekbones. Personally, I'm not a big fan of contouring shades. And this powder is really nice if you want to use it to highlight your under eyes or clean up your contour if you are someone who likes to do that. And it could be a tad bit too light if you are anywhere deeper than my skin tone, but for me it does work okay. Like I used it to highlight my under eyes today because I found it to be a little bit dull and dark, so I used this one. This product kicks up a lot of powder. You guys can see there's so much of fallout on this that there's powder everywhere, but they do have two shades in this. This one is for light to light medium skin tones, but they have another one for deeper skin tones which is called caramel toffee. I so regret not buying that because that looks like something that I would really like. So it has a banana shade which I would probably use a lot, and a warmer bronzer shade. So ever since I got this, I think this is like third or fourth time that I'm using this product because I'm just not a big fan of this. So the next one, going to be an exciting one. I'm going to be talking about two highlighters. One is available in India, the other one is not yet launched. I'm not sure if they're going to launch, but I'm just going to mention it anyways because what if they launch and you guys want to know? So this one is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in this shade Precious Petals, and this one was for 499 rupees and you get 5.4 grams of product in this. When I got this, I had no expectations for this at all, so I was in for a surprise, and when I tried this on my skin, it's amazing. It's that wet looking highlighter that looks really nice on the skin. I mean, of course it doesn't look natural, no highlighter is gonna look 100% natural on your skin, but it doesn't emphasize too much texture. And they have two shades in this. One is Precious Petals and the other one is Crown of My Canopy, which is a little bit darker. So if you are any deeper than my skin tone, I think you would like that as well. But I think this works really well for people of medium skin tones. So if there's one thing that you have to buy from this video, it is this. You have to go ahead and pick this one up. It's so affordable. It's just 499 rupees for such an amazing product, and I highly recommend you try this one out. And as always, I use this kind of a fluffy brush which I got from Pune store for highlighters, so it just packs a punch and it looks amazing. The next product that you don't get in India, but if they do launch, you might want to try it out. It's this highlighter in the shade Boozy Brunch, which I have talked about quite a few times on my channel, and I do use it quite often. It has like pink veining through it, but it's a champagne shade when you swatch it. This does have a little bit of a drier texture than the highlighter in Precious Petals, but both of this I do really like. This one, if you want to get it, it would be a little more expensive. Out of these two, if you had to pick one, definitely go with Precious Petals. But if you already have Precious Petals, you're looking to invest in more highlighters, then you can try this one out. So the next two products I'm going to be talking about are blushes. These are the COLORICON blushes, one in the shade Apricot in the middle and this one in the shade Rose Champagne. Now these blushes, the Rose Champagne one is still not yet launched in India. They would probably expand, but this one in Apricot in the middle is available. It's a peachy shade with a little bit of shimmer to it. It's not glittery, but it is sheeny. It looks almost like a highlighter. It's what I have on my skin today as well. I'm not a big fan of this. Like, it doesn't look like it swatches. It looks like it's gonna look amazing on the skin. It's not gonna emphasize texture, but on my skin, I'm not a big fan of how it looks. I mean, it does bring in like a little bit of a sheen and a glow to it, but I feel like it emphasizes texture on my skin, which I'm not a big fan of. A lot of people do really like this blush, by the way. If you are a fan of blushes with a little bit of sheen in it, you can try this one out. But if you like your blushes to be matte, do not go for these blushes. So the next product I'm going to be talking about is the lip product which everyone loves and raves about, and for a very good reason. And I got this one in the shade Give Me Mocha. This is the kind of like nude shade that I love, which is not too nudey but it's not too dark. Has a little bit of terracotta, warm brown undertones to it. I do really like the formula of this. So this again is like the concealer, like in the sense that I have to dip this wand into the tube a couple of times to keep picking the product up, because it's a little too sheer if I just try to use this all over my lips. So I have to dip it back in about 3 to 4 times to bring it up to this. And even this shade doesn't cover up the pigmentation on my lips completely, but that doesn't make it any less amazing, because I really like this product. I really like this shade and I do reach for this quite often, and I don't find it to be very drying on my lips. I mean, I have tried very drying formulas like the Sugar liquid lipstick and the ColourPop liquid lipstick. Compared to all that, this is a lot more comfortable on the lips. But this one is not a very long lasting liquid lipstick. Like the name Megalast doesn't mean that it's actually going to last on your lips. So the last few products I have are brushes. Now all of these brushes are not available. So these brushes are good. Is it amazing? No. Is it worth the price? Yes. They're like $2.99, $3.99. They're not very expensive as compared to most of the tools available in India. This is the buffing brush, which I'm not very impressed with, because I like my buffing brushes to be a little bit dense, like a flat top kabuki brush to be a little more dense and a little more like stiff when I'm applying. This one bends a lot when I'm applying, so it does make my foundation a little bit streaky. Then again, which brush doesn't do that? So I'm okay with that. I just wish that it was a little more sturdy, but it's a pretty good brush. Now this brush is like a powder brush. I'm not sure if it's a powder brush or a blush brush. Whatever it is good, but this brush sheds a lot. I use this for powder, I use it for blush. Again, it's a decent brush to get. This brush on the other hand, fan brush, I would recommend you stay away from this brush. Don't buy it. It's just waste of money because it doesn't apply the highlighter properly. It makes the highlighter very streaky. And this is the blending brush, which I have used so many times. Like I've been using it continuously, and as you can see, it's stained, it's dirty. I use it all the time. It's not a very good blending brush, but it's not bad for the price. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, and I hope I've covered all the points. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.